Wuwera suddenly shook her mum awake, her worried face close to her eyes. "Mum, wake up!" she cried. Mwima slowly sat up and asked, "What's wrong? Did you have a bad dream?" "No, Mom. We need to run away from Dad right now." That one sentence made Mwima fully alert. Her daughter had revealed something shocking that left her speechless. Mwima, a 37-year-old woman, lived in Kampala, working hard to take care of her 8-year-old daughter, Wuwera. Wuwera was not only cute, but also had some strange abilities. "Mom, you forgot your umbrella," Wuwera interrupted. The weather that day was supposed to be partly sunny with some clouds, but there were patches of blue in the sky. Just as Mwima was about to leave, Wuwera stopped her. "It's okay. There's only a 10% chance of rain," Mwima reassured her, but Wuwera insisted. "Mom, you'll get wet." "I saw it in a dream. Please take the umbrella." Reluctantly, Mwima grabbed the umbrella from Wuwera and went to work. Sure enough, she got caught in a heavy rainstorm just before returning home. Soaked and surprised, she was welcomed back by Wuwera, whose own umbrella was also wet. "Welcome home, Mom. See? I told you it would rain." Since she was young, Wuwera had a little ability to predict the weather and even meals. It might sound exaggerated to say she had a special gift, but it was unusual. Sometimes she felt different, especially when playing with friends, but their family accepted her uniqueness. Otherwise, she was just a normal and sweet girl. What worried Mwima more was her husband, Toko, who was the same age as her. They had met through a marriage agency years ago. Mwima was a hard-working woman, successful in her career but not very experienced in relationships. Pushed by her eager parents, she had signed up with the agency. It might seem strange for a wife to say this, but Toko had been very handsome back then and had charmed her right away. Plus, he believed in equality, which made her fall for him. Their relationship moved quickly and led to marriage. They had been married for 10 years that year, but lately he always came home late. Wuwera still needed a lot of attention at just 7 years old. Managing her care, housework, and a job without Toko's help was hard. Everything cost money, and they had to save as much as possible for Wuwera's future. "You never know what might happen," Toko said when Mwima asked about money. It was hard for her to argue when he insisted it was for Wuwera's benefit. One day, Toko came home early, looking very tense. Sensing something was wrong, Mwima sent Wuwera away before asking, "What happened?" "I want to quit my job," he admitted. That was a big surprise. After putting Wuwera to bed, they talked, and he said he was struggling with his co-workers and no longer enjoyed his work. "I just can't do it anymore. Once things calm down, I'll find a new job. Until then, I'll take care of everything at home." Mwima didn't want him to quit, but pushing him might make things worse. "Okay," she reluctantly agreed. Soon, she focused more on her job while Toko became a stay-at-home dad. His way of doing chores and cooking was not as good as Mwima's. What bothered her the most were the meals. She got home around 9 p.m, when Wuwera was already asleep, and ate Toko's cooking, which was often too greasy and not seasoned well. The first time she tried it, she had to confront him. "What is this? You didn't give the same food to our daughter, did you?" No, I made something lighter for her," he reassured her. "I thought you'd like something with more flavor after a long day." But even with her comments, the meals didn't change much. If she left anything on her plate, he would say, "I'll save it for Wuwera tomorrow." Mwima would rather eat it herself than let their daughter have it. So she would finish her meal, feeling guilty. He even started serving dessert after dinner and made a special drink, calling it a nightcap, thinking it would make her happy. After about 6 months as the main breadwinner, Mwima finally got a day off with no plans. However, she felt unwell from the morning and lay down, feeling fuzzy. Lately, she had felt tired without any fever and had headaches. Luckily, Toko took Wuwera to a nearby shopping mall, promising to call if anything happened. Thankful for his thoughtfulness, she fell asleep. "I'm back." She woke up to the sound of the front door and Toko's voice. She realized it was evening. She had slept all day without lunch. "Welcome back. Sorry, honey, I couldn't play with you today." "Did you have fun?" she asked Wuwera, who held a small toy she must have gotten while out. Wuwera nodded quietly, looking down, unlike her usual self. Mwima was puzzled by her strange behavior. "What's wrong? Did something happen? Maybe she's just tired from walking around. You should take a shower and go to bed early, okay?" Toko said gently, putting his hand on Wuwera's shoulder. Wuwera nodded slightly before going to her room. When she was gone, Mwima quietly asked Toko, "Hey, she seemed a bit off. Did you scold her?" "No, I didn't do anything. I think she's just tired." Anyway, about dinner. Mwima tensed at his words. She was really tired of his cooking. "I'll cook tonight. I had a rest and feel good." "Oh, okay then. I'll prepare the nightcap," he smiled, picking up a bag from a famous dessert shop. Let's make tonight's meal healthy. Later, they had dinner together and decided to sleep together for the first time. Though Wuvera smiled when it was just the two of them, Mwima noticed her daughter seemed anxious and wanted to spend time together. Mom, I have something to tell you. Wuvera whispered so softly, Mwima almost missed it. Please don't drink any alcohol tonight. What could that mean? Another sign of Wuvera's little gift? Nodding in response to her daughter's serious look, Mwima closed her eyes, feeling a little better. Before Toko could make their nightcap, she went to bed early, thinking he wouldn't wake her for a drink. If he tried, she would pretend to be asleep. With that in mind, she closed her eyes. Mom, hey Mom, wake up! Wuvera shook her awake again, her worried face clear now, checking the clock. Mwima saw it was 2 a.m. She noticed Toko, who should have been next to her, was gone. Maybe he went to the bathroom. Slowly sitting up, she asked Wuvera, "What's wrong? Did you have a nightmare?" "No, Mom. We need to run away from Dad right now." That one sentence brought Mwima back to reality. "What did you just say?" she asked in shock. "Why would you say that?" "This is our chance while Dad's not here. If we don't go, something bad might happen to you, Mom, like getting sick or having an accident." "Oh, what do you mean?" While Mwima stared in shock, Wuvera started to cry. Mwima held her and stroked her back until she calmed down. Wuvera explained that while they were at the mall, she had overheard her dad on the phone. Being told not to interrupt someone on the phone, she had approached quietly. Dad was saying, "Just a little longer, and she'll be gone. I'm planning to make it look like an accident or illness. Once that's done, we can be together with all my wife's money." Who was he talking to? I don't know. At first, I thought it was you, Mom, but it wasn't because Dad said bad things about you and told someone. I love you. If this was true, Mwima's husband was planning something terrible. And Dad is having an affair, Wuvera cried. He told someone, "I love you." "I not you, Mom." Mwima was so shocked, she accidentally called out to Toko. He quickly hung up and asked, "How long have you been there?" And when Wuvera said just now, he smiled and told her, "Let's keep this a secret from Mom. If you don't tell, you'll get a new sweet mom." Tears streaming down her face, Wuvera clung to Mwima. "But I want you. I don't need another mom. I love you so much," she cried, holding on tightly. In that moment, Mwima felt deep guilt for putting her daughter through this, and anger towards Toko. Her daughter had been brave to protect her from her own father. How scared Wuvera must have been, how much courage she needed. Afterwards, holding Wuvera, they went downstairs to the entrance. When Mwima noticed Toko's favorite shoes were missing, her trust in him vanished. According to Wuvera, this was not the first time he had left in the middle of the night. She had seen him leave several times when going to the bathroom. How had Mwima missed this, even while sleeping? If Wuvera rarely woke up at night and had seen him leave many times, it must have happened often. Wuvera was gripping Mwima's dress tightly. Her actions made Mwima realize there was no time to doubt her husband. This was not the moment for that. She needed to act on Wuvera's bravery. Because she hadn't drunk any alcohol, Mwima felt more alert than usual. Looking into Wuvera's eyes, she said, "If we run away from Dad now, we might never see him again. Will you still come with me?" "Yes, I'm scared of Dad. I want to be with you, Mom. I want to stay with you forever," Wuvera replied, holding Mwima tightly. "Okay," Mwima decided. Mwima told her to pack what she needed, and she quickly packed their bags too. While checking the drawer where she kept valuable things, Mwima found something that confirmed her suspicions. Anger bubbled up inside her, but leaving was the priority. They hurriedly left the house before dawn and went to Mwima's parents' home. Her parents were surprised to see them so early in the morning, but welcomed them after. Mwima explained what Wuvera had told her and what she had discovered. When the day was fully bright, Mwima sent Toko a simple message. "Mom got hurt. I'm taking Wuvera to help for a month. Please take care of the house while we're gone." He surprisingly seemed calm about his wife and daughter disappearing overnight. He must have thought he would enjoy his freedom. "I'll take it easy for now, but I won't let this go for my daughter's sake." Once they arrived at Mwima's parents' house, Wuvera, still with tear stains on her cheeks, fell asleep. Looking at her daughter's sleeping face, Mwima made a phone call. About a month after staying with her parents, Mwima decided to go back home, leaving Wuvera with her mom. Upon unlocking the door and entering the living room, she found Toko, who had been looking at his phone, giving her a forced smile as if nothing was wrong. "Oh, welcome back. You surprised me by coming back so suddenly," he said. "How about I make you a nice iced coffee with lots of milk and sugar?" If it were the old Mwima, she might have been fooled, but not today. "I don't need it. Instead, I want you to sign this. She confronted Toko with divorce papers. He sighed deeply after glancing at them. Divorce? If that's what you want, I'll agree. His reaction was expected but infuriated her. He accepted it as if it was nothing. I'll agree to the divorce since you're asking for it. But you'll meet my demands for the settlement, right? What are you talking about? You should be the one paying. Toko looked confused, shaking his head with a fake smile. Come on, I've been supporting you, and now you're giving me divorce papers out of nowhere. A good husband skips work for affairs and plans to put his wife in danger. What are you talking about? Mwima couldn't help but laugh at his shocked face. She pulled out a small bottle of pills from a rarely used drawer and showed it to him. I bought it because I couldn't sleep well. The amount hasn't changed since I left. I took pictures of everything before I left. Want to compare? Don't talk nonsense. Where's the proof that I gave those to you? I know everything about what you've been doing with your mistress. Mwima returned to her seat with the bottle in hand, pulling an envelope from her bag and spilling its contents. Toko's face went pale as he realized what she had. Those were printouts of messages he had sent to his mistress, saying things like, I'm skipping work to see you. Wait for me. I quit my job to talk more. Love you. I got something that'll make sure she won't wake up. I can visit you during that time. Let's be together soon. Wait for me, my princess. He sent those messages while lying about working late. His plans to make Mwima's death look like an accident were clear. Looking back, the meals Toko made were often too salty and full of unhealthy ingredients. No wonder her health suffered. He probably even messed with her drinks while she was in the shower. Mwima didn't drink much, so she didn't notice. But when she drank the same thing at her parents' house, it tasted completely different. She started feeling tired after eating his meals. She never felt refreshed, even after falling asleep quickly. It was no surprise, given the alcohol and the pills he mixed in. Just think of what could have happened. Toko looked frightened as he glanced around. That's how you got this stuff. Don't tell me you snooped through my phone. That's an invasion of privacy. No, I got it from your mistress. Mwima showed him another envelope, and his face turned white. No wonder there were photos of him, being close with a young woman right after she returned to her parents' house. Believing Wuwera's words, Mwima hired a private investigator to watch Toko. He probably never thought she would doubt him. Just 3 days after they left, he was bringing his mistress into their home, acting like they were a happy couple. It was easy for Mwima to find out about the mistress, who she really was, and where she worked. A few days ago, Mwima spoke to her. She showed her the pictures and said if she helped by giving evidence, she would reduce the amount Mwima had to pay her. The mistress agreed and handed over her phone, saying, do what you want with it. Toko was flipping between his phone and the photos, mumbling things like, so that's why, and she betrayed me. Mwima pointed to the divorce papers on the table. Now let's get to the main issue. With all this proof, I could go to the police, but I don't want my daughter's father to have a criminal record. So what then? Sign the divorce papers. You'll owe me for the settlement, alimony, child support, and the money you spent on your mistress, right? Wait, it was just a fling. Divorce just like that? Whether it was a fling or not doesn't matter. You betrayed your family. You hurt our daughter. You tried to end my life. After all that, thinking you could just walk away is crazy. As Mwima said this, Toko fell to his knees. Just as she thought, he grabbed her leg, looking angry. It's your fault for being such a boring woman. Did you think I would just give up everything? Toko raised his fist. Mwima kept a serious face and held up her phone. I've been on the phone the whole time since I walked in. His fist froze and he seemed to lose his strength. Mwima quickly stood up and grabbed the documents she brought. The person on the other end of the phone is my dad and my lawyer. They're waiting just outside, ready to come in. Oh no, that's not what it looks like. I've also been recording everything, so I'll use it as proof. From now on, we'll talk through my lawyer. Toko, speechless, slumped down as Mwima gathered her things and left. She got into the car where her dad and the lawyer were waiting and called her mum, who was taking care of Wuwera. Her daughter answered cheerfully, Mom, did you finish talking with Dad? Hey Wuwera, I'm sorry I talked to him, but we can't live with your dad anymore. There was silence on the other end. Mwima felt guilty for taking her father away from her daughter. Even though she had made up her mind, she said, Sorry, Wuwera. Well, Mom, it's okay. I understand. I'll always be here for you. Her daughter's words comforted Mwima, making her feel emotional. Tears filled her eyes, and her father, sitting next to her, offered support. Later, they got divorced. The apartment they shared was sold to split the assets, and Mwima returned to her parents' house. Her ex-husband, now without a job and unable to afford a lawyer, couldn't pay what was agreed and ended up asking his parents for help. They were furious with him. Mwima's in-laws paid her the money he owed as an apology. After that, He tried to stay with his mistress, but she quickly left him. Unable to find a good job, he now struggled through odd jobs. And Mwima heard from her in-laws that she was starting a new life with her parents and daughter at their home. Wuwera stopped saying strange things after moving, but found good friends at her new school and seemed happy every day. They might face many challenges in the future, but Mwima promised herself to raise her daughter well and make sure she was happy. If you like this type of story and want to hear more, please remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more exciting content. Your help is very important. Thanks for joining us on this adventure.